Good morning, everybody. It is me, Josh, Age Weather Forecasting, and welcome back to another update on the major severe weather. You guys are probably wondering why I am actually posting super early. You've probably seen this around like 10 a.m., 10:10. I'm posting on this super early because, guys, there are major new updates on severe weather, and I need to post it as fast as I can so you guys know what to expect throughout all of the day. I was gonna try to do it around like 11, but I was kind of busy, so I'm gonna try to do it. I was gonna try to do it like right now because there are again major new updates. We're seeing a ton of tornado threats throughout Tennessee, Alabama, Louisiana, and Mississippi. We actually saw a fatal tornado yesterday in Louisiana that actually killed 3, sadly, and that actually possibly can happen today as well out here into the southeast and maybe continue it in the Gulf Coast. But if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, guys. Really means a lot when you guys support my channel. We're already at 2,016 subscribers. That is crazy, guys. We are gaining a ton of subscribers crazy fast. It just means a lot. Hopefully we can get to 2020 by the end of today. I want to get 20 subscribers in the year 2020. That would be really funny. Also, be sure to share our channel to any friends or family that you think are going to be the way to severe weather. Again, it's only going to be on the severe weather. I will have a video later this afternoon on the snow. I just thought the severe weather is the worst, the main topic for this time. But yeah. So again, be sure to subscribe, guys. Again, you guys, if you are in a tornado watch, you guys really need to watch out, watch the news. That means you have all the ingredients in the storm to cause a tornado. And then if you're in tornado warning, please seek shelter as well if you're in tornado watch. But without further ado, let's get in this video. Alright, so we're going to be looking at the National Weather Service just for the severe weather, guys. I'll be focusing on all of this winter stuff later on today. I just want to make it just a topic on one video. Again, so we have tornado watches in this yellow color, these yellow counties. That is for Gulfport. We have, I believe, Mississippi is just outside of it. Jackson, Mississippi. We have Montgomery, Alabama. We have Mobile. We have Pensacola, Florida, Huntsville, and Birmingham. We even have areas not far from, I believe, Springfield is in a severe thunderstorm warning now. But we do have these tornado watches becoming a lot more widespread, pushing into central Tennessee. We do have Springfield and also Nashville under severe thunderstorm warnings now. They were just under tornado watches earlier, but again, guys, even if you're on a severe thunderstorm warning, you guys really need to watch out. We can see some large hail. It could be the same thing as yesterday, but a bit less as bad, or a bit less as a chance for severe weather, as you can say. And we do have a tornado warning just near Brookhaven, Mississippi. We have, again, tornado warning just south of Jackson, Mississippi. So if you know anybody near Brookhaven and Jackson, Mississippi, please tell them that there's some rotation in their area. They need to seek into a basement or into a middle room in the house without windows. And then we have severe thunderstorm warnings all the way from central Mississippi through Tupelo. We do have flash flood watches and warnings throughout many areas out here into the Ozarks and Midwest. We do have flash flood watches now throughout areas into northern Mississippi. We have Memphis, and we even have flash flood warnings in effect through western Kentucky, southern Indiana near Evansville, southern Illinois, and much of southern Missouri. Again, we actually saw a tornado earlier a couple of minutes ago, or not minutes ago, maybe like 30 minutes ago, somewhat close to an hour ago, where we saw a tornado in Kentucky, southern Kentucky, and we actually still have flash flood watches here near Fort Wayne, near Chicago, and much of western Ohio. So now we're going to be looking at the day one outlook. So as you can tell, it's not as bad as yesterday, but again, having an enhanced risk is still pretty rare in the winter. I mean, severe weather is not rare, maybe like a slight chance, but having an outbreak like this for more than one day is actually super rare. So in the marginal, we have around 39 million people. That's actually for Columbus, Ohio, Baltimore, Maryland, Charlotte, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., and Raleigh. So if you're in the marginal today, it's most likely for flooding, not necessarily really severe weather. Right? If you're in the marginal, you're really not going to really deal with any whatsoever severe weather. Maybe a thunder or two, but your biggest threat for the marginal is flooding. So now for the slight chance, that's when we could have a bit more severe weather. The worst of severe weather and the slight chance will be later this afternoon, especially if you're in Florida, Tennessee, and Georgia, and even far northeastern Alabama. This is where we've seen the worst of severe weather it looks like a lot worse than yesterday, but the rain really won't start from my area until around 3 o'clock, and it was supposed to be raining now, but it actually has delayed a couple hours, so I'm hoping it delays a bit more so we don't get the super heavy rain um, until really the overnight hours, so nobody's really on the roads. But we have a slight chance for around 14 million people. That's going to be for Nashville, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, Louisville, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Tallahassee. So again, actually, the slight chance has moved a bit more north and east. And now for the enhanced risk, this is where we'll be seeing the worst of severe weather, the worst of the bands, worst of the rain, the best chance for tornadoes, and the best chance for having the ingredients to have a tornado or hail. And again, that's for around 12 million people. That's actually a ton of people. We have New Orleans, Birmingham, Baton Rouge, Montgomery, and Mobile. Again, we'll also have Huntsville. We have all areas near Columbus, Georgia, and Pensacola as well. Tornado threat is a bit lower, but it's still pretty high. We have a 10% chance for around 3 million people. That's for Birmingham, Montgomery, Mobile, Tuscaloosa, and Hoover, Alabama. That's where we have the best chance for having tornadoes, and also as well Tupelo. And then we do have a 5% chance throughout around 20 million people, which is actually a 5% chance or above. It's actually a very high chance. I'm actually in the 2% chance, but I'm going to be really in the it's a 5% chance at Atlanta, Georgia, Louisville, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Nashville. So it's actually not been quite a while since Georgia's been over a 5% chance for tornado threats in the winter. And the wind threats are actually very high. I'm actually in the 15% chance. I will only really see 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, maybe even 20, but the highest will be in the Appalachians where we see 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But we have up to a 30% chance for around 10 million people. That's for New Orleans, Birmingham, Baton Rouge, Montgomery, Mobile. That's where we have a 30% chance for damaging winds with 65 knots or greater. And then we have a 45% chance, and that's for sure where we're seeing the worst of the winds. That's for Jackson, Mississippi, Tuscaloosa, Meridian, Tupelo, and Florence, all these areas in Alabama, far southern Tennessee, and much of Mississippi. Again, that's where we're going to be seeing definitely damaging winds, and then there's no really big of a hail threat. So we're going to be looking at today's storm report. Again, we've only seen one tornado out here into southern Kentucky. That's for Trigg County, Kentucky there. It was just really, I believe it was a small tornado, and we've had so far 31 hail reports. Let me just really refresh this right now. 31 hail reports, mostly near areas into the southwestern part of Mississippi, and also out here north of Nashville. We've seen some hail reports, and we even had one into southern Indiana. And then we're going to be looking at yesterday's storm reports, and I believe this is a little bit inaccurate. I think we saw 7 tornadoes. Again, we saw that fatal tornado out there in Louisiana, and they have not marked it. But again, we saw a tornado near Tulsa. We saw a tornado not far from Clarksville, Missouri, and we also saw 2 out there to western Arkansas. That is where we saw the worst of the weather. We saw that the tornado north of Clarksville, Arkansas, and then this tornado was north of Joplin. And we saw 160 wind reports. We saw about around 50 itself out here into areas near into southeastern Arkansas and much of western Mississippi. We saw a couple, like around 15 near Houston, and also for just eastern Texas. And we even saw a couple out here near south of St. Louis. And we saw 33 hail reports, mostly out here near Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas. And we saw a good amount for northwestern Arkansas. So again, yesterday was definitely a big mess. Now we'll be looking at the radars here. So this is the European NAM 3KM model, which we're going to be looking at later on into the GFS. Again, with the next 3 hours, we're going to be seeing these very strong bands. Again, like I said, the worst of the bands will be right here where we have this enhanced risk. Very strong bands going to be heading towards Jackson, Mississippi, New Orleans. Again, Baton Rouge is really going to get wrecked within the next 2 hours or so. Going to be seeing flooding rains here in Memphis, Tennessee, Paducah, Kentucky, and even Evansville, Indiana. Going to be seeing some very heavy rain as well, all the way from Detroit. We have Lansing as well. And going to be seeing some scattered rain showers out here in these areas and near the southeast. As in the next 7 hours, this rain is definitely going to get kind of split up into multiple bands now. You can definitely see the wall cloud formation, which is not a good sign. You do not want to see a wall cloud formation that's visible on the radar. Sorry, guys. I could have my morning voice. But yeah, we're going to be seeing multiple bands out here into Alabama, Very, very strong for Montgomery, Mobile. Sorry, guys. Again, very heavy band as well for Nashville, Springfield, and also very more like heavy rain, not necessarily severe weather necessarily for the Ohio Valley. As we now get the next 11 hours, this rain is going to finally arrive in my area. The GFS NAM model shows it started raining by 3 o'clock, but this does not show it really start raining until really late at night. So again, this is a chance for the weather for the GFS to possibly maybe delay a bit more, because it had to delay like 3 hours, or sorry, more than 3 hours, up to 5 hours. Going to be seeing some flooding rain for Cincinnati, Columbus, and then you see another band of very heavy rain near Indianapolis and Springfield. Illinois will kind of convert into really heavy snow, and we'll be seeing the severe weather now heading towards Pensacola, Columbus, Georgia, and to northern Georgia. So that's why we have a slight chance, because it won't be as bad. And then the rain will just head out by very late tomorrow, or just late tomorrow, early afternoon. Now time for the GFS. Again, by the next hour, we're going to be seeing some flooding or some very strong severe weather bands. Again, this is definitely going to be affecting much of western Mississippi. Going to be affecting, now it just kind of really affected Alexandria a couple hours ago, but this is definitely going to head towards New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Going to be seeing some very heavy rain as well. Wow, guys. I apologize, guys. My morning voice is never really like this. But again, we're seeing some very strong severe weather band as well for southern Illinois, far western Kentucky, and near Memphis, Tennessee. Going to be seeing some flooding rains just stretching all the way for more like Fort Wayne, South Bend, Lansing, maybe even Detroit as well to Toronto. Going to be seeing some heavy rain. As we now get into the next 8 hours, these bands will move towards the Georgia area and towards eastern Alabama again within the next 8 hours. So again, this would be more like around 6 o'clock, 7 or 5 o'clock. We're going to be seeing some very heavy rain throughout areas near Kentucky. Going to be seeing some flooding conditions out here near Paducah. Going to be seeing some very heavy, multiple just small little bands out from Montgomery, Alabama, Huntsville, and it's going to be seeing the worst of the rain throughout Canada and even off the Lake Erie. Going to bring some very strong bands by later on tonight into Georgia, southeast, and then should roll out again. Not necessarily much, not going to be as bad as yesterday for sure. And now we're going to be looking at the rainfall totals to come. We still have up to another 3 inches to come for areas near Little Rock, still another 4 inches for Texas, with some more bands that are going to be producing. We are going to be seeing up to 2 to 3 inches for the Gulf Coast. Going to be seeing our worst amount of rain today. Not severe weather, but I mean the worst amount of rain, like heaviest rain by far for southeastern Missouri, areas into far western Kentucky, southern Illinois, and Indiana. Going to be seeing up to 5 inches in these areas. Going to be seeing Indianapolis going to be seeing 4 inches, Chicago less than 2 inches, Detroit going to be seeing up to 4.5 inches of rain, and then we'll be seeing up to maybe only 1.5 to 3 inches. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye, guys.